Hey there, welcome back, Maris here, and today we have Floodland, and yes, I need to a little bit explain, but full review, final version, everything, and quick note how from 4.3 actually grow up to 5-point review. Yeah, a little bit problematic, but release was one version, now game received two updates, quick fixes. The first one did not so much, the second one actually was like huge improvement. And I will explain when it's come to the point. So basically I already made a video where it was like, fine, it's 4.3, and at the same day they just dropped another fix and I'm like, oh damn it, they fixed the same thing I was complaining about. So I had to redo everything from scratch. But worry not, I have something like this for you. This is all the rating I usually go by. You can see I will remove it and show you the gameplay itself, and also there will be a timestamp so you can check what exactly you are looking for. But now currently the game, in my opinion, stands at rating 5. So let's go deeper and I'll show you this one, exactly the same ratings, but not taking all the screens. And let's start one by one and I'll try to explain and show everything, right? So for graphics, I have the rating 7. I need to highlight the good, yeah, of course, I am showing you not only one stupid island, but this is the game on hard difficulty, absolutely the end. At the end of the video, I will finish the game, so basically you will see the end and you will see what it's about. So, the graphics, there are some minor glitches still, you will see them, but nothing that major, well, I hope. But the graphics I need to point out, and also they mentioned, this is the maximum setting. There are shadows, light, day and night cycle, fog, everything is there, and it is not just drawings, right? The art style is itself something else, but the reflections and everything that actually is way more detailed. And where you can see where it shines is when you build a building or destroy it, it is tiered by pieces down, and the people are moving. All the people have different outfits, depends on, I think, on the clan. So there is quite good details. So I rated a 7. Why not higher? Because in my opinion, the cartoonish style does not fully reflect post-apocalyptic. It's, if the texture and everything was, I don't want to say darker, but more realistic, they could go absolutely with insane graphics. Somehow they ended up with cartoonish style. Anyways, it's my opinion. This is I just explained the 7, which is high rating. Next up is music. For music, I actually increased it a little bit to 8. Did I reflect that on the screen? I think because there's, yeah, it's 8. It's good, and it is valid point. Why? Because there are a lot of post-apocalyptic games. They all have similar sounds, and not sounds but soundtracks, and they get kind of boring after a while. You just hear the same. But here, this actually really awesomely done, captures and gives that survival kind of aspect. It's hard to explain, but you will hear when I finish this game at the end of the video, you will hear there is voice tracks in specific story moments. There's like special sound comes on, and it is just chilling. It's just, I got chills. It's just that good music. What I don't like, why it's only 8 as well, you hear all the time in the background there's running music, notification sounds. They cannot be removed. And when you have such a game as I have, everything built in every island, those notifications are very often, and it's very annoying. It's just, those small things that annoy you. Anyways, I'll try to be quick, but I am always not. So cinematics, there is, sorry, but 2, because despite the fact it's strategy game, all other and different strategy games still manage to squeeze in some cutscenes, some endings, anything at all. Here we have one starting cinematic, and that is just compile of pictures and voiceover. It's really sloppy. It's like, even at the end where it could be like, yeah, story mode ended, you achieved, you survived. You will see what it is. It's no, nothing like that. So I can't give more than 2. Sorry, I'm quite harsh because the game is fully released. It's not like we couldn't develop anymore. It's like, just bake a little bit. Anyways, you got this point. Story is similar. Story, I'm giving only 3 because there's linear task chain. It's all what it is. There pops up a screen. Nothing like do this, do that, do this, and this is the whole story. In between those tasks pop up like, okay, there's a new chapter. 2 lines of the text. Okay, why? What chapter? What? Is there any turning point? Nothing. It's just literally, there are games out there that has, I don't know, the tutorial task by task, which is more longer and more in depth than this. This story is sorry. There's absence of story. That's how I can describe. Pacing is, I'd say, 5. My rating is 5. And for strategy games, I wrote it down. Timeless grind fest. What I mean by that is, whatever. You will be grinding different things in different phases of the game. At the beginning, it's literally food and water. Once you have that balanced out, you will grind for technology points because you need to unlock them. When you got them, you will grind and by grind, I mean you just fast forward to get influence. Once you have influence, you will grind for next material that is needed to complete next storyline. It's literally full speed. Just whenever you balance out things, it's just you wait until certain time of days, certain days count past, and you get the thing. It's just that the pacing feels like story is absent. Everything is just about grind. The content also kind of harsh, rating just 4 out of 10. I will give you a little glimpse of what I mean by saying interesting unlockable areas. This game is kind of a lot of relationship with Frostpunk. I think one of the developers or main developers, I don't know, someone from the team that made Frostpunk made this. And one absolutely thing I love is how they managed to do exploration. So exploration in here is a little bit different. You have exploration team, basically you send out in the fog. And this is how they pack, they just arrive there. In Frostpunk it was like huge map, pointer somewhere, and then you just see they go there, something happens, nothing, it's absent, you don't see. Here actually, this thing I'm talking about, this content, this unlockable, is right here. You need to unlock different levels. For example, here you're experiencing my team able to build a camp on a water, able to climb buildings, and they also can dive underwater. Each of these you need to unlock. So at the first, the same area, you can see it, but you can't reach it. Once you reach it, you can dive it. Okay, if you can dive it, this is also one thing, and pay attention to the screen. This is different, I will just show you. Someone asks something or any other quest. Oh, yeah, they asked and I didn't do it because I don't care. This is another, there will be not explanation, but complaint about this. But back to the exploration. So you need to unlock, for example, this climbing up here is also locked behind technology. So you develop some new tools, new approaches, which allows you to go into the fog, discovering in the fog, and how they already is going and checking, and then you can get and loot some more things. For example, here, a lot of loot. And for looting, you need also to open up. I need ropes to get deeper. I have them so I can unlock people to search. This is cool thing. But about the content, what I don't like, minor, absolute minor spoilers, nothing to spoil. You see, here you have particular set of islands. This island, this island, this island. They are always the same. Whenever you generate a map, they are just shuffled around. They don't change shape, they don't change building, they change nothing, but a little bit shift around. So there's no replayability. I finished the game already twice with the default difficulty setting, and this is the hardest, which is absolutely not hard. No replayability at all. It's exactly the same. It's like, seriously, it's not randomly generated even? Okay. Yeah. And another thing, is that's why it's 4. The same islands are a little bit graphical glitches. Let's don't mind them. Oh, interesting place. Let's approach it. Anyways, that's why we have rating 4 for content. Game depth. This is something developers themselves boasted a little bit in those fixes. They mentioned, the game runs slow and gibberish because it's really complex. I'm like, is it though? Is it though, dude? So that's why I'm extra harsh on this point. Rating 4, which is not that bad. I have few cool things to mention as well. For example, the similarities with Frostpunk, what we see and what we have is laws. Here are the laws where enabling some disables others, so you need to make a choice that not everything is black and white. There are, you find some upsides and downsides. You basically trade one thing to another, kind of depth-ish things, okay? That is one thing, and another thing, you have clans. This is something cool. I like it. Different clans, different approaches, and you have to you can pick a specialization. So there are 3 levels. For example, here you see I have discipline level 3, fortitude level 3, and then only 1 point left. There's a limit. You can't max them all. So either you go jack of all trades, average something, or max out. And this is what you need to do, max out, because you can have another clan that covers different areas and you fully get maximum out of everything. This is just management, okay? So this is cool. And about the depth, if you're talking, I already highlighted for graphics, but day and night cycle, don't mind the red, it just means it's full. But day-night cycle, you see in the corner, there is similar as like Timberland. The game about beavers, come on, you know that. So there's a working time, then there's a leisure time, and then there's sleep. And the thing is, what I like about it is the graphical is one point, but it gives the management, let's say, more realistic. They work, then they rest. If they have to go to work longer distance, it is then, the building is not working. All those things are putting more in perspective. And especially true it is, for example, these guys, you see? Can I? They are already sleeping. Let's wait until the morning, you will see. You see, I can see they live close by, but still they have some time to go to work. And it's true for living quarters. Oh, we found an old poem. How cool is that? And it's true for living quarters. You see, I can see how far they are going from work, and as you can see, I built it's quite nice. So this is cool. But downside for game depth is building improvements are one of the laziest I can ever think of. Let me bring up survival. So the thing is, there are technology tree, which basically you have any building converting something, not converting. This is not converting. Let me find kitchen. Fill kitchen. It converts risky food to safe food. And the rating 10 to 12, 27 to 30, the rating itself does not change. The improvement from field kitchen to kitchen and then cookhouse, the only thing that increases is amount, not the rating itself. And it's kind of frustrating that the first release, the first version of the game had 1-to-1 ratio. So basically, I take 10 water, make 10 soy, then from 10 soy I make 10 flour, from 10 flour I make 10 food. It's like, what on earth are you doing it? It's one of the simplest and basic things, like 20 years ago games did that. And then they realized, oh, it's kind of dumb that you have the same outcome, or I don't know, take 10 flour and make 10 bread or something. It doesn't make sense even, or it's just silly. Anyways, these upgrades are ridiculous. Oh, okay, to be fair, there is the same under growth. Oh no, survival. There is at the end in industrial baking and in irrigation boost and some things which change a little bit the outcome. Otherwise, from building to building, it's bigger, which also consumes more. It's stupid. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just basic as basic it can be. Okay, and that's why I mentioned the improvements are quite shallow. Back to the laws. That was a good point. We have them. In the same time, look what I have here. None of these are needed. None of these are even close to good. There's literally one set of unlockables that are worth taking, and most of them, half of them, are absolutely pointless. There is no need, this, for example, these four, just pick for, I was bored. They are not needed, they're garbage. Nothing. There are just few of them needed, so there is kind of choice, but they are not balanced, they're not needed, they're absolutely pointless. Reminder, this is the hardest difficulty, so it's totally doable and easy. I don't want to boast like I'm not a strategy guru. It's too simple. It's shallow as it is. And while we have this cool working distance where people are going from house to work, let me highlight you another thing. We have Forger House where when they enter and start working, there is a distance from this Forger House to resource. It doesn't matter. Immediately when the person enters building, it starts generating this resource, and that's it. Doesn't matter if it's right next to or 100 meters away. While it's in the circle, it's just immediately working. There is animation, even more highlighting is this is an example. The Fisher House, it's improved beyond anything you can imagine. There is a fish of school, and when they enter, there is a little boat somewhere graphically moving, but it doesn't mean nothing. It's the house is just the same time just moving and making as much food as it was before. It's like, especially when they have this comment in Steam for the updates, like, no, the game is really complex. I'm like, is it though? If I wouldn't see that comment from developer side, I would say, okay, it's fair enough. But if they are just like arrogantly saying this is really complex, I'm like, nah, it's not. Nah. Okay. So, 4 points. There is no depth as they claim. There is no such huge that we haven't seen anywhere else. It's like nothing is just the same and quite, yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Controls, I actually increased, I think, the rating. Yeah, it's 7. Why? Because there's nothing to complain. Standard controls, quite easily to navigate. That's no, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so all good, but one thing I can't ignore why it's not higher than 7, hidden materials. At the start you have few materials, you don't have all unlockables, you can search. At one point there are five materials too many to fit in whole screen. And while, for example, this power plant cells are, I don't care about them, but flour and soy, that's the food I want to know immediately. And it's like, yeah, it's not. It's cool thing that they added a little bar. You see, above every material, there's a little bar. It's gray, it's almost full. When it's full, it's red, like the stock is full, which is cool thing. But if I need to collect to see, and not like there's hundreds of materials, there are games that are going insane with them. No, just five. We couldn't fit 5 more. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, it's bad for the overall controls and user interface. And minor thing, but here in when you have laws, you have this nice slider which allows you to have bigger picture, or for whatever reason you can zoom in. My silly question would be, why here, where you literally is just a little bit moving around, why can't I have zoom in and out here? It kind of seems obvious that it could be, for example, here, I can move down, there's nothing more down, okay, at this side, but you know, a little zoom here also wouldn't harm if we are talking about controls. So 7, it's all good. Gameplay. All right, this is crucial because it's a gameplay. What I like, I already mentioned about unlockables in different levels. This exploration, I still think they made absolutely amazing job beating, yes, I'm using the word beating, Frostpunk in terms of exploration. You arrive, I have food taken with me, which limits how much I can bring back. Maybe I find something, maybe not. I love it. You see the buildings in the fog where they are, but you don't know. It is what it is. But this approach, and then you can search that. I can unlock next levels and bring those items back. I like it. I absolutely love it. This is cool exploration aspect. That's one thing where this game shines. And next one, I already mentioned, well, these clans. They are cool because you can specialize. They have different views of world, liberty, unity, old or new. So they not all get along. So there are different things. It's all cool. This is and all dissatisfaction. Yeah, it's pointless as hell, shallow as hell. These where they are resting, have never any build any. You don't need them on the hardest difficulty. Nothing. It's totally fine. Just putting out how it is. One thing I need to mention in the last update. This is an older game, save game. I have 6 clans currently. I read the patch notes. They are limiting. There was actually made 5 of them, and I was like, what? This is one of things how this game is different from all other games, to have such things as clans. You know, different points of view, different approach, different. I was expecting that played this second playthrough. I thought, okay, I will gather 9, 10, 100, I don't know how many, all the clans, I will gather them all. And I was so frustrated and sad when I realized, oh, 6 is the maximum. I can't have more. Half of the fun was like, nope, 6 is many. And now it's even 5. I don't know why they reduced the number. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Clans are amazing. Despite the fact that everyone whining in Steam, they don't know how to play the game. I will make another video of how to play. It's easiest of the easiest to manage clans. Somehow people find it difficult for whatever reason. So that's a good part about the game. The clans and the exploration aspect. But I don't like. It's just game breaking. I need to explain so you don't make the same mistake. Let's start with here. You know what this is? This is how, what you need to do to work around so you actually can finish the game. So the thing is simple. I can actually highlight quite well. Here, so one of the tasks, and okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything. One of the tasks will be you need to reconstruct a building. Sounds fair enough, right? To reconstruct, you need to loot out everything that is in the building. And let me see if my big head is in front. So here is an example. I can loot medicine, I can loot books and everything. That this steel that is red, I cannot loot. You know why? Because my storage is full. It's not only full, it has way more metal than my storage is capable of. The thing is, once you get the quest, there is limited, say, there is nowhere to trash the metal from my storage, so it frees up a space so I can bring back. And it was as funny as it was, there was a quest to repair a building, and that building is one metal, and I'm checking my stock. I have storage limit, normal storage limit would be something like 150, and I have 400 metal. I have exceeded storage amount already 4 times with quite a lot of storage. So the only option I had, because there is no trashing, I can't take 300 of them, throw it out and say, no, pick that one from building. I went nuts and just built additional storage, which a little by little increased my storage capacity until the point where that one metal could be picked out from the building and then it could be repaired. It's such a dumb thing, because the game was approached like you will suffer, you will not have resources, you will almost die, you will struggle, you will I don't know how that is possible, because it's quite easy, simple and shallow to manage it all. Like when you have 400 more metal, then the game doesn't even realize, oh, that's possible. You can have everything, I can go in full speed, nothing will happen, it will just thrive, no one will die, it's just easy, okay? So that's one huge problem. Then they talk what another was pointless quest choices. You saw previously, I failed the quest. What happened was one small portion of all my clans, few people get upset. Did that change anything? No, absolutely nothing. Did something huge happen when it was earlier in the game? No, not really. It all passed. It's just nothing. Whatever quest pops up about the dolls, about the doves, about the found corpse in a building, nothing. None of these choices matter in any way or shape or form. You get someone upset a little bit, or you get a little bit few materials that mean nothing. It's insane how little and nothing of those choices mean in the game. That's one thing. And the balance, as I mentioned, is absolutely, once you find the hardest part actually is first 10 minutes, once fine 20 minutes, once you find a balance for your food and water. After that, it's nothing. It's walk in a park. It's easiest of the easiest game, especially knowing how developers boasted how the game is complex. I'm like, do you know what complex means? Just honestly ask, because that's not it. Alright, so gameplay I can give only 4, despite the fact all tools and good things, there are as much not thought through limitations, factors, and absolutely, yeah, okay. And experience. So this was the point that previously, now it has a rating 6, it was a rating 1, and for one particular reason. I played through 2 times this game, where I can prove you, but that would make this video 2 times longer. Once you click the save game in this current, for example, now you see the quest pops up, I always refuse. I never give what they want because, you know, wow, I lost a little bit of influence. That just goes back. Absolutely pointless rating. And 87 people get upset. Nothing. It's nothing. 2 days, 3 days, it's gone. Nothing. Not crime. Nothing. Nothing happens whenever, whatever you pick. So when you click save game, in this moment, I'm trying to show you. I have a lot of people. I have a lot of islands. There's a lot of assets in the game. I get that, but clicking save game, put game on freeze for 22 minutes. Yes, I sat down and calculated. The game freezes. It basically goes in the mode where it's like task manager says, do you want to kill this process because it's not responding? Don't click kill it. Just wait for game to respond. So it took 22 minutes for game to save. And I went through all the hassle. That's why this video is, well, something failed. No one cares. Because nothing is. Oh, damn it, those 3 people died. Remember, there was expedition, food ran out, okay, 4 people. Well, happens if you make a video and forget about them. So there was a rating 1. Now with 2 fixes, with fully released game, now I can save faster, and loading times was 8 minutes. So basically, yeah, saving and loading half an hour to previously for exact same game you see in the background, the same playthrough. So now it's fixed, so I need to redo. I am already making this new video where for experience I'm giving rating 6. Now you can save like a normal person. You can turn back autosaves because previously it was absolutely killing the game. But now with the 2 fixes, quick fixes, it's done. So experience, what I have written down is the feel like surviving, especially at the beginning. As I said, the first early stages when you have one little camp, few people, and you gather berries from the tree, from the bushes, it feels like you need to survive. The experience from all the apocalyptic games, from all the survival such strategy games, there is this feeling. I like it. Thank you for that. That experience is cool. The fact how fast you can get through task by task by task and boom, it's done, and that influence your people being upset, the leisure, all that, how shallow and pointless the quests they are. The game cannot have more than 6 rating in experience. It's still maybe better than it should be, but I kind of enjoyed the aspects I mentioned, the exploration, the underwater thing, and unlocking. That's cool, but I can't give more than 6. So outcome total is 5 because some of the points were higher. Music absolutely amazing, but yeah. All right, you see that just long time, but a long time. It took a long time to explain it all, but behold, let's win the game. Because the last step, I need to make every house electric. This is the last house. This is how it looks. Task ending, and then this is the final step. This music, I love it. So, average unrest 2%. The unrest is absolutely absent in the game. I don't know how crazy you have to do gameplay to get it higher. Population, I think, is one of the highest ever. Everyone saved all the time. I had 10 people died in the whole game through the whole 855 days. Those 3 were just added. And 6 community. You can't have 6 anymore. It will be always 5 from now on. You can see there's also only 5 icons showing, but I actually have 6 of them. So. And that's it. This is it. This is it. Just a task that shows you did it. They gave even me the points that are absolutely pointless. And boom. These guys, they work. I think the most crucial part to mention here is their arrogance. Where they mentioned, the game is really complex and each. That got me on my nerve a little bit. Just tune down it a little bit because, no, not that much. Graphics, music, yes. Rest of that, not so much. All right, this is just me. I most likely will not replay it because there's nothing to do in there. Let me know if you really think if you need help with the clans, the managing, because if you go on Steam, there will be like, oh, you pick a clan, but then you gather more, and then it's just managing them. I'm like, 6 on hardest difficulty, walk in a park. Few extra things you just need to do to keep in mind. Easy. Pick right laws, separate them, make them go together in a leisure points. Boom, done, easy. Nothing even close to challenging. Anyways, this is a full review for full game. It's fully released. I don't know how they managed to push out the game without properly testing. 22 minutes save time. But apparently afterwards, like, oh, 22 minutes a little bit too much. Let's make a fix for that. I don't know how quality assurance team did not catch that. At the first, when you play at the beginning where you have few houses on one island, yeah, it saves easy. I guess no one of them ever played through the whole game where at the end you have a lot of people, a lot of islands, a lot of buildings. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll meet in other videos. Any comments, suggestions in comment section, always welcome. We appreciate all opinions, feedbacks and everything, and we'll meet in those other videos, shall we? Cheers.